Hey, what's happening? This is Donald Tardy, the drummer for Obituary, and you are listening to What's Metal.
The tour is going on for a few days now. What are your first impressions of Europe?
Completely excited. Two shows so far, and this is the third one tonight. The turnouts are amazing. Sold out show first night. Second night was amazing, and the audience and the fans, the look in their eyes is incredible. They are as excited as the band members are. It's been a long time. It's been almost 8 years, and people have been waiting very patiently, and we could not be more excited.
So when you compare the band feeling from today with the time, maybe let's say 10 years ago, are there any differences? Is it a different feeling to get on stage now? Is it a different band chemistry?
I don't think it's much different. We are a band close to been together now 20 years, so it's not much different feeling. It's just as exciting. Maybe we're a little more out of shape, but in general, the band definitely feels very comfortable. Like we have never stopped. We feel like maybe it was a semi-retirement for a little while, but stronger than ever. We're back stronger than ever.
Does that somehow reflect in the new songwriting?
It does. We do not want to steer away too far from what Obituary believes in. We sound our own sound is our unique feel, and we want to keep that. But of course, there's going to be something a little more because it's very important to us to write an amazing album because the fans have been waiting a long time. So Obituary is Obituary, but we promise that it will be one of the heaviest albums ever written.
So Obituary always had very distinct sound when compared to all the other Florida death metal bands. So you don't have this, well, cliche Florida death metal sound. So what is the reason for that?
I think that's a hard question, but I think the main thing is, even as younger teenagers, we never allowed other music to influence us. We we loved listening to the Slayer, we loved Celtic Frost, we loved Metallica, but when it came to us sitting in the garage and practicing as a band, it was only what we truly felt inside of us and not we never thought to ourselves, "Oh, we have to write a fast song today," or "Oh, the other bands are playing this way, so we need to do this." Obituary always just wrote very naturally. What came out that day was what was going to happen on that song. We never mentally said, "Wow, we really have to write a slow one today," or "We have to make more double bass songs." We just write how we feel. The mood that we're in that day is how we write, and that's how Obituary writes. We don't worry about other bands, especially other Florida bands. We don't worry about any other bands because why worry? Obituary has their own sound, and we're happy with it. And obviously, I think the kids are happy with Obituary's sound. So it's exciting. I know we have a unique thing, and it's a good feeling.
Let's say Obituary took a break maybe or split up a few years ago. Now you are back together. So after the split, there were always these rumors going around that there have been personal problems between John and Trevor. And well, these things came up every now and then. Also, when Trevor was on tour, was catastrophic. People asked him what was going on and so on. And he always said it's very unlikely that Obituary would ever be together again. So, are there any hard feelings? Were there any hard feelings?
There are not any hard feelings. Maybe years ago, in the heart of touring and having to live together every day on tour and live in the same bus and have to stay with each other, maybe back then, maybe there was some hard feelings. But we are all best friends. We've known each other for more than 25 years. So there is not 1 ounce. There's no hard feelings at all. We are still best friends. Trevor and John are best friends. People have to understand that when you are a band for 15 years, like we were, it's like having a relationship with a girlfriend or a boyfriend or a father or a mother maybe that you don't always get along with. There will always be arguments. There will always be disappointments. There will always be something that one person likes, one person doesn't like. But the real important thing is that we love music and we know we write unique music together and we write a style that we need to keep going and keep alive. Trevor understands that and John understands that. And at this point, there's not 1 ounce of hard feeling for anybody. Everyone's extremely excited about this reunited tour.
Okay, what is the reason then to have two official homepages, one done by Trevor and one by John? So to me, I have the impression that the band is not working as one full force.
No, not at all. We've been living away from each other now for 7 years. We live in Florida. Trevor lives in Phoenix, which is literally 3,000 mile difference. Um, so Trevor has started his a long time ago. John now just learned even how to make websites. So he was basically excited about making a website for himself. Um, the reason for the two, I don't think there's a reason, but there's no rules. It's okay for this. Um, you go to you go to slowlywewrot.net. There's a link to obituary.cc, and the same thing. You go to John's site, it goes right to Trevor's site. It's just two sites, no rules, where we can do whatever we want, and that's kind of how we choose to do it. There's no rivalry. It's just exciting. We might even make a third site because why not? Because it's available. There's no reason why you can't do anything that you want, and as long as they all link together, all the merchandise links right together. When a fan buys merchandise from Trevor's website or to John's website, it goes right to our warehouse, and this is where I take care of the merchandise physically. They take care of the websites. So it's maybe a little different or maybe confusing, but obituary.cc, slowlywewrot.net, it's the same thing. Trevor runs one, John runs the other. I almost think it's better because kids can talk to John right away, and kids can talk to Trevor right away. So it almost works out better for us.
So who is well then responsible for the whole management? Like who got you on this tour? Who booked the tour for you? And is still Roadrunner dealing with these things or?
No, this was Obituary. Nobody's help but us. Obituary put this tour on. Obituary set this tour up. I took care of all of the physical aspects of getting the band together, putting the music together, what songs we were going to play. Trevor is a art designer. He designed all the merchandise artwork for us. So we took care of our own merchandise. We took care of setting up the tours. We took care of contacting the promoters. Roadrunner had no part of this. Um, Road Obituary wants to show that we are still very, very wanted in this world. Fans still want to see Obituary, so we are here to basically make people happy, not just to make, not to try and make money, but to let people realize that music is so important to us that without a record label support, we are still out here spending our own money to do this because it's that important. At this point, we don't know what we're going to do when it comes to a record label, but the most important thing is that the music is being written. Half the album is already finished. We have 7 songs finished for the new record coming out in February, maybe January or February of next year.
Have you ever thought about getting the old Executioner stuff out of the grave to well put it on somewhere as a bonus or as a limited edition somewhere?
Maybe one day, maybe because that's when we were really, really young. So we weren't very good back then. Like in all honesty, I was not that great of a drummer. My brother's voice is completely different than what it turned into because he was so young and he didn't really know what he was doing. So maybe in the future, maybe we will release some of the stuff so people can hear what it was like back in 1985. But not right now. Right now, we're gonna focus on writing another 2, 3, 4 records and give people what they want. They want new music. They want heavy new music, and that's what we will deliver.
Okay, so our show is called What's Metal? So what does metal mean to you? Is it just music? Can it be a form of lifestyle?
What's metal? Metal is playing music, whether it's drums or guitar or piano, to the most extreme. That does not mean the fastest you can go. That does not mean the loudest you can play. It means how creative can you make your brain to 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 take the next level and make something heavy. Metallica started it all, maybe Black Sabbath, and it kept getting heavier and heavier and heavier. And now what's metal now? Metal now is Hatebreed. Metal now is still Obituary, but people still say this is close to each other. They say Hatebreed and Obituary are very close, when in reality, uh, they're not too close in genres. But what is metal to me is the new album that Obituary is writing now. It's natural. It feels very easy for us to write. the first 5 songs we wrote came with ease, and it was heavy and it's metal. And Obituary is what is metal to me.